Oh, gee, that's not showing very well, is it? Here we have a little Sawtron, and the camera doesn't like the the low light we've got out here, but you know I've got it on the power supply over there. So we'll switch it on. Channel 40. I'll put it on the squelch up. Oh, that's a bit high. Okay. Anyway, so we can hear something. Let me get my handheld here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. It sounds very nice, and that drops. Squelch drops are really nice too. So it's on channel 40. So this is CB. I'm on a dummy load, just in case you ask. A bit of power there. And these are CB radios. They do a bit more than probably 5 watts. But anyway, I'm going to get this desk mic that it came with, and we'll talk into it. And you can hear on the handheld, hello, hello, hello. So it's not really hello, 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 hello. You can just barely hear something in the background. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, the audio is really low, and I've got 2 of these microphones, so it's definitely not the microphone that's the issue. Unless this is made for a different Sawtron. I'm not aware of that. Anyway, so there are a few other functions that the scan doesn't really work, so that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, I've tried to set it up, but the tone doesn't really work as well. I tried to sort of play with the tone, but it didn't seem to want to play. Anyway, so what first thing I want to have a look and try and get to work is that I'll try and get the phone to focus. That low audio on transmit issue, and then we'll have a look at this squelch. Actually, here's another thing I want to show you. If I break the squelch and turn the volume down, you can still hear a hiss. So I want to have a look at that. Anyway, I'll take it all open and we'll see what we get. The top. Now you turn it off, but I just wanted to mention that's the EEPROM down there. So I might actually get that reprogrammed on this, so we get our. I'm not sure if this is 80 channels. I don't think it does. I think it just doesn't transmit on some of them. Anyway, and scan doesn't work, so we might even get this EEPROM reprogrammed or get another one. But I'll put the cover on this side. Obviously, we're going to get on to the other side, and just. This is the other underside, and I'm not very happy with what I'm seeing. I'm going to have a bit of play and see how I'm going to work this out. But just for interest, I thought I'd take it apart and just so you can see. That's the bottom board here we have, and I think we've got the EEPROM board, and then we're going to the RF board underneath. This board here, I'm actually sure. I think it might be the mixing board, and then that goes out to the final board here. That's the final. There's C2905. I'm not really aware of those, but there you go. And there's some transformers in there, and just the classic output thing. You'd probably even, yeah. Anyway, and there's a TX RX. I'm not sure what the go is with that, but anyway, I'll sort of just put that back. But I'm going to see how I can pull it apart. Oh, well, that got me by my surprise. I was not expecting a detachable head. There you go. I just untook those screws off, and this thing just popped right off. There you go. Program transmit time limiter. There's obviously little resistors in there you got to play around with. Gosh. Oh, there you go. So I suppose the first thing will be, where's this wire go? Looks like it goes here, and we'll have a bit of dig around here. And you can see here it's got all the labels too. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so here we have the Sawtron again. And I've done a bit of repair work to it, so I'll just go through what I've been doing. So first of all, we had our little so here we've got our this we could call it a control board. There's our a reference oscillator, and here's our RF board, a receive and transmit board, and yeah. So and on top of here, this here is our that's our tone board. That's basically, our repeater tones and tone squelch and all that. And I'm just bringing up the diagram here for Anyway, so if you don't have this installed, you got to have some jumpers, which I've put in here. Put some jumpers in, so it's all good. So I don't have to run this, because otherwise you can't get in. If this is clipped in the top, you can't test. Anyway, so I did test it. I tested a little bit, and I'll turn them off, and I'll... Okay, and you can see, it really got me by surprise. I didn't know this was a Sawtron thing, but you can basically just disconnect the head. So I took the head off, and there it is, just clips off. And it's really awkward to run this, you know, like that. I mean, I don't really have a separation cable, and I can't really test it. So anyway, so after a bit of testing, I'll actually get a schematic. So what you can see here is our schematic, and that's our input from our microphone connector, and then we have our audio, that's our shield, it's our ground, and that goes through here and into this audio amp. It's called an AGC amp, they call it, audio AGC amp, but the thing is, I cannot find a data sheet about that at all. I know it's Mitsubishi, but we haven't been able to find anything else about it other than it's an audio AGC amp, and they're really hard to get online too. They're basically obsolete. So anyway, so you can see the signal goes across here, across that resistor into pin 3, and then out of the two amps at pin 5 and 6, and then that goes back to our mic, which then goes to a mixing circuit. Anyway, so I tested here, and we had a nice strong signal, and when I tested here, we had attenuation. So that told me, once I checked the voltage, verified the voltage of this, that told me that this chip was definitely dead. So let me just zoom in here. So that's the head unit again. I'm trying to focus. That's our head unit, and that's this side where the speaker is. And if I zoom in, you can see here our audio comes in through this connector here. That's also our squelch connect pot, and comes in through here, and then goes across this resistor into here. Now don't look at that blue wire there for the second, and that goes into here, and then out to those two pins we go across this tandium and back, and then to this connector here. So I checked the output of this, and as I said, this was an attenuator. So, and because these are unobtainable, and this was not my decision, but this was the guy who wanted this done. Because I really didn't want to get another part. It's not really worth it to buy another part for this anyway. So we basically bridged across here onto this tandium here. So it's going straight from the mic and bypassing that, and it works. It works okay. So what I'm going to do, I'll put the head back on, and here we've got a little HC. Hello, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5, and I've just got this thing over here, and I'm just holding this. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and that volume is very low on that. I've turned that down actually. I'll probably turn that up. I said it's just, if I sort of set it up here, which is sort of normal. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. So it's working great. So I'll put that back up here again. So Sawtron is working again. So well, that part is, and there's a few other things I want to test. Actually, I want to mention. With the squelch, and I remember the squelch was a problem as well. With the squelch, now it sort of cuts off down here. You have to always turn it all the way up. So there was a little wire that went here for this accessory socket here, and that little wire, I don't know, it was shorted, and it must have been pulling the squelch voltage down, something like that. Anyway, once I pulled that wire off, so I don't know where these wires go. I think they go back in here, so I'm going to have to look where all these wires are. I've just ripped them off, because when people do mods like that, there's nothing really else you can do. There's this red wire here, there's a blue wire just randomly floating around here. I pulled it all out, and we'll see where these go. That's one of the next things I need to have a look at. Anyway, but anyway, also the other thing with this connector is, you got to have this connected, because it sort of closes the circuit here. So you can plug an external speaker in. If there's no external speaker, you get this speaker out here.